Recording in progress.
Welcome everybody. I'd like to call the Wednesday, May 20th Town Board meeting to order. Councilperson Seletsky, please lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so we're going to switch things up just a little bit. So before our public hearing, we're going to have, we'll skip down to Ken Ellsworth with his update.
Ken, you can unmute.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
All right, very good. Supervisor, you want me to just go over where we're at with 1B, well, in Loch Sheldrake?
Please.
Okay. So, just to refresh everybody's memory, we did a test well. We've been calling it Loch Sheldrake 1B. And we did some initial pumping on that, and we were able to determine it's like 100 gallons per minute plus well. And we have an agreement in place, a public-private partnership with 2 contractors to proceed with the development of that well. One of the recent things that came up was it's within a 100-foot buffer of the wetlands. That site is around, there's a lot of wetlands around the site, and we're within one of the buffers of the wetlands inside the 100 feet, I think maybe 25 feet. And the permitting process currently is taking like 9 months to get permit to be inside that buffer. Generally, they're allowing 50-foot buffers, but it still takes a reasonable long time to get that. So in an attempt to get outside the buffer, we did another test well, and that test well, probably maybe 75 feet from the original test well, proved to only be about 30 gallons per minute, and the depth of the gravel sand zone was not as deep, and we were not able to develop a well of sufficient size to make it worth pursuing that location. So we are back at the original location now. We have to develop that well. We've gathered prices. I think the last price came in last week from the well driller, and we're prepared to proceed to develop that well, meaning that that well gets drilled out to a larger diameter. We do the pumping tests that are required by the health department. We monitor neighboring wells as required by the health department, and then at the end of that, we take samples for quality testing. A plan has been developed, probably 85%, that connects the new well to the Loch Sheldrake system. The well that we currently have, well number 1A, actually pumps to Perlittville tank. And so that does not go directly to Loch Sheldrake, where we are having a current shortage. So by connecting that well directly up, we'll be able to utilize that well 100% towards the Loch Sheldrake system. So it's progressing. It's taken a little bit of time. We had a little detour, but we're very optimistic and happy with the progress so far.
Okay. Great, thank you, Ken.
All right, thank you.
All right. With that, we'll back up a spot, and can I get a motion to open the public hearing regarding Brothers to Water Line? Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Okay, so we received a letter from you folks.
Hold on, I have to unmute Gillen.
She has to read the notice.
You have,
All right, we got Dylan. Dylan, you want to start or you want Joey to start?
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can get started. So we're just having a public hearing tonight. There's been a few complaints against Brothers 2 starting in late February. So the complaints have to do with Section 283, which is the tow law. So the hearing is under 283.10 of the Town Code. The first complaint that was received was for invoice number 1426. This was Cox Auto Inc., or an affiliate thereof, who made the complaint. So a letter went out on March 6, 2026, to Brothers 2, just advising that the complaint was received. And just, so everyone's aware, if you're within 8 a.m. and 6 p.m., it's a $240 charge. If you're in the inverse, which would be 6 p.m. to 8 a.m., you can go up to $270 for the charge as a tow company. So this is under 283.18, and then the town board has passed the yearly rates, which can be amended from time to time. It also allows for $7 per mile up to 15 miles. For the tow to also be charged. So for this one, there was a complaint under 283.18, wherein the complainant complained that they were charged $779, which included charges for, mileage was at 72, listed at 9 miles. There was $100 charged for a second person, $125 additional for load and unload, as well as charges for strap use, administrative, and storage. The second complaint here under the same invoice number was under General Business Law, Section 399-XX, Section 2. And this basically states that if you accept cash and credit cards in your regular course of business, if someone is looking to pay you with a credit card, you have to accept a credit card. So the complainant herein complains that they were denied the use of a credit card initially, and I believe eventually they were able to use one. The second complaint that was received in or around April 20th, a letter went out to Brothers 2 on or about 4/22, was for invoice number 1393 for a Tyrone Garrett. This one was the similar complaint under 283-18. This one, the total charge was $461. So both of these had the $270 fee. In the invoice that was received for this complaint, there's actually the section that shows the time is cut off, so we can infer during the hearing what time this occurred. The first one, invoice 1426, so this one actually occurred at 12:15. It was the first one that was cut off, but we can't see what time. That's 12:15 a.m., so that would be in the $270 window. This one also had a complaint under General Business Law 399-XX2. And the complaint was that initially a credit card was not accepted, then ultimately was allowed to be used. So we have these two complaints, and under Section 283, the town board, when complaints are received, has the ability to hold a hearing and then to make a determination as to what, if any, violations occurred, and then if any penalties occurred. So what we're trying to do here tonight is to basically give the complainants, Brothers 2, anyone from the public that has any comment to provide evidence, documents, and just general statements as to what happened, so the town board can then take that under advisement and provide a written decision on what its findings are. So once the public hearing is closed, we'll need probably somewhere between, I would say, 2 weeks and 30 days if there's any documents requested to write the written decision, which will then be sent to Brothers 2 at that point. So I thought it made sense, and we can do this really in any order, but to start taking public comment from the complainants, if any of them are here. So I don't know if anyone's in the audience that made the complaints or are online. I think that would probably be a good place to start, just to, give their story as to what happened.
Is anybody online that would like to speak?
You'd need to raise your hand because you're all muted.
Okay, that's for you.
Doing enough for me.
Or you can hand it to him.
I'll email it to him.
Thank you. Okay, so it's my turn?
Hold on. Okay, I don't see anybody putting their hand up, Dylan.
All right, yeah, so typically we want the complainants to kind of give some more information.
Yes.
So, Mr. Perello, you're up, the floor is
Yeah.
yours.
Okay, so you're saying the towing ordinance is $240 during the day, $270 in the evening, and $7 per mile done, right? Is that what you're saying?
As it's written right now,
Yeah.
section
Okay.
of law 283
Okay.
with Schedule A allows for 240, which would be for a tow
Okay, so,
between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m., and then it would be 270 if it's between
Okay.
6 p.m. and 8.
so in 2009, there was revised and amended the law, in 2010, which I guess, I don't know if anybody has the law, but I have the law here. We are allowed to charge up to $200 a labor, depending on the circumstances. We are allowed to charge $100 for an extra person if needed. We are allowed to charge $45 for flatbed in use. From that, storage is the same day as a tow. We are allowed, just like state troopers, tow list, to charge that day for storage if it hits our land.
I'm just gonna show them that.
You can have that one also. Number two is, you're talking about credit cards. New York State has a law that's in effect, also, that the cashless law, you know about the cashless law? The cashless law is like Bethel Woods and all these facilities, cannot accept credit cards only. They have to accept cash. Providing the letter I gave Mr. Brown here, we
Paula,
do accept.
Give it to Paula.
It's
Okay.
fine with the letter.
We can accept credit cards. Just as long as we don't discriminate of color, race, or religion, we can demand cash, credit card, or check. Our choice. Just because we accept credit cards, don't mean we have to accept them all the time. We don't discriminate by color, race, or religion. We have a policy in place because back, and
March 3rd.
March 3rd, we did a tow for a lady, young lady. And it was $300 according to the ordinance. And we don't take credit cards on tow calls because every customer that gets either arrested, impounded, DWI, no insurance, no inspection, they're not happy campers. So I'm in business 43 years, and as soon as a person's pissed off, they stop paying on their credit card. This person did it. I had to go to the chief, get a body report. I got the dispute from the client, the customer, and the insurance, not the insurance, the credit card company said, since they did not call for my services to tow their vehicle, they're in right that they don't have to pay. That's why we don't accept credit cards for tolls. They're upset, they're pissed off, they got arrested, and that's what happens with credit cards.
That's why we
Okay.
accept cash.
So going back to the first claim with this car we picked up in Mount Shelter, you said there was extra charges. The 270 was 240 plus the flatbed charge, which was less $5. The labor charge was the strappage, load and unload, which equals to $200. That day and the day before, I was on the phone with the chief multiple times. He was upset because we were sitting there so long. He said he wanted the car out of there. He said, Joe, make a deal with these people. They called 14 times. They're coming from Jersey. They're not coming. They're coming. I'm entitled to a administration fee. When an attorney does work for clients, or the engineer, which I hired Glenn Smith, you call them on the phone, they hit the button. That's how they charge. I charge the same way. I'm a service. I'm not a freebie place. I need to make money to pay my bills. All right, that's that claim. The other claim, you said I overcharged. okay, which was the tow. It was an MVA, tire off the vehicle, had to be winched up onto the truck, it got hung up on the truck because there was no suspension. My son and my nephew were there, they did the tow. Again, it was at nighttime, 240, we were allowed 270 because it was after midnight. We didn't charge the extra 45 bucks, okay? The extra person was on the job because you don't know what happens on an MBA. You could be in the woods, you need people to help you winch out, crawl in your belly. And also why you had an extra person, by my experience, and which I put into place when I was a councilman 30 years ago, and I was Leslie to verify that. We were doing a tow call one time for DWI, and me and George were there. And what happens is the driver gets arrested, and everybody else that's in the car walks. Well, yeah, they walk 2 blocks down the road, the police officers left, me and my brother hooking up the car, and here these guys coming with bats after us, they want their car. That's why we send 2 people on tow call when necessary. But we're in just for this, okay? So on this particular thing was $270, $7 for mileage, the extra person was $75, and the storage was $75.
So there was no room there?
It's right in just, and then to top it off, which nobody understands, we're coming to get the car today. 2 days later, you come to get the car. Oh, I don't have no money, blah, 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 okay, free, two-day storage, free, okay?
Yeah, he didn't complain about that though, right? Because he sent the truck up here to get his car, because he ordered somebody from down the city to pick it up. But meanwhile, I sat at my shop for 2 days, I didn't charge him storage, but he didn't complain about that though, did he?
Right, you complain because you gotta use a credit card. So, I think I'm within my parameters, that if it's a tow, an impound or something like that, if any other garage comes to the garage, I take the credit card. But if it's a customer that is pissed off and not happy with what just happened to them, I am not accepting credit cards. And I don't think anybody who's on a tow list should be able to accept credit
Yeah, that's
cards.
wrong.
Because it's just, it cost me $300, besides the $300.
Yeah,
Give me that list. 20 these are 20 jobs I've done within
listen now.
15, within a year. I don't even get paid on. Then it costs me money to remove the car because the town of Fallsburg has an ordinance that it can't sit in a parking lot more than 30 days. But you guys write a letter to me saying I'm robbing people, and I'm here in business for 43 years, trying to make a living and doing the right thing.
And also,
So how does that work?
and when you give out somebody the ordinance for the rates, you gotta give them the proper rates. There's more than just the tow, night.
Oh, there's more to it. I didn't get it.
You guys not giving out the whole,
This ordinance was done in 1976.
1996.
Oh, in 96,
I
yeah.
was there.
You were there. Oh, yeah, she was there.
So
I was there.
it's all there.
And
You
I
guys
was
don't
there
have it.
also. Arnold, do you recall?
Your signature on it.
Thank you.
So you're not.
So, I mean, if you're gonna bring people up on charges, you should know what the law is. And I'm talking to you because you're the one that sent me the letter.
Yeah, we had 2 complaints and it's.
Well, you should find out what the right answer is. You should do your research and find out if I was who did it. You embarrass me. This is a public comment. I'm a legislator for the county, and you guys are bringing me up on charges for bullshit that I don't even deserve.
No one's bringing you up on charges, you're here for a hearing to.
Well, the
determine
hearing
facts,
said
which you
suspension,
are giving us
$1,000 fine, or
facts.
1 year imprisonment.
But you didn't do your due diligence. You didn't do anything. You didn't even find the law. You didn't have the right rates.
Yeah, that's what the letter said. 1
We're
year
talking
imprisonment.
about rates for 2009. We're
I don't
in
care.
law.
Rates are rates. You should be handing out the right rates so people
That
can
law's
complain.
not applicable.
All right, that's all I have to say. If people want to see the ordinance, I'll be happy to give it to the attorney so you guys can update your records.
Dylan, the current tow law that we have on the books, is this from 1996, is that still included, or did we change and, amend that part of it with the different rates?
You change
Yes.
rates?
Whenever you
I mean,
do
we have
amendments,
different- we have-
whenever you do amendments,
What
it's
is he
either-
referencing?
Hold on,
Yeah,
let Dylan
what
speak.
year?
Yeah, we're asking him.
Speaking over him.
Yeah, so the rates have been amended, and that's something the town board can do on a yearly basis. The tow law has been amended at least 2 times since 2009. I don't know how many times since 1996.
I have it.
And again, the only reason we're here, no one's bringing you up on charges. This is a hearing just to get the facts, because there's been multiple complaints. So I know it's not you're not happy to be here, but that's the whole point, is to get your side of the story as well as the complainants, because at this point, we have a one-sided story, so we wanna listen to everybody, so that's why you're here. So, I mean, it's
okay.
not, no one's being attacked.
Well, you heard it then.
All right, that's all I have. I mean, it's all, the proof's in the pudding. I didn't break any laws, I was in compliance. And, you know something, actually, some of those rates, they're too low. I mean, the price of labor today for mechanics are fucking a quarter an hour today. And we're working for less money than that.
Thank you so much.
Overhead, expenses, insurance, trucks. I don't know, but listen, but the credit card issue, you guys should really consider, because it says it. Just as long as we're not discriminating, race, color, religion, issue, whatever you wanna call it.
We have the right to
You
take
could demand cash. And that's what we do, because every customer that comes there with an impound or a DWI, they
They're
have a
upset.
idiot. And we take the good with the bad. I think I showed you 15 jobs that, didn't get paid for. I pay the boys to go out, it's their business also, but I pay the boys to go out, and it costs us money to get rid of these cars. So, I don't know what else to tell you. I've said it all. It's
I
pretty
don't know, I
clear.
mean, when you get rid of a car, isn't there salvage value, even if the car is
They give
wrecked?
you $175 for it.
If you're lucky.
Yeah,
And you gotta go to
Remember, you gotta-
And you have to bring it.
$80 in fuel.
Remember,
and a guy for
I
2
go to
hours.
tow, I pick the car up, it sits in my place for 30 days, it's been abandoned, so now I gotta go through all the paperwork, I gotta start filling out everything.
Certified letters, so
And then I
everybody's,
gotta-
there's liens on
And
it.
then I gotta send it down to the scrap yard, make sure it's all in compliance, and then that's costing me money, every time I touch that car, it's costing me money, I get nothing. I get nothing, it's costing me money to clean up the streets.
Unless you guys wanted the junk cars, and at the end of the year, you get a couple bucks.
And people don't pick up their cars. I mean, they just don't pick up their cars, they don't care. And according to Fallsburg, you have 30 days to get rid of a car with no license plates on it. That's your law. And it
Which
costs
is
me
good
money.
law, I'm not saying it's the
Yeah,
most.
it's good, because it keeps the place clean, but then I gotta, get the car, and I gotta get rid of it. I got fuel, I got van, I got charge, I got labor, but that's besides the point, You guys gotta hand out the right rates when people want to make complaints. Because we're in compliance. And that's all I gotta
Does
say.
anyone else on the town board have any questions?
I didn't see the complaints or any documentation come through in the emails. Is this the first time you're listening, hearing these?
It's the
Yes,
first time
yeah.
for me.
It's the first time for you?
Yes,
So, nobody's heard about this, but what do you
I have not heard about or seen any of the paperwork.
I'm pretty sure the letters that came in were emailed to all of us.
Yeah. I mean, you guys can't, you can't keep claiming that when you don't want to read your email. And then put it back on us.
Well, listen, that's between you guys, it's all right.
And listen,
I don't read my emails either.
I see obviously it's upsetting to you, but, we get these complaints too, and it's our job and Dylan's job to make sure that they're looked into. It's not, this isn't a comfortable thing for us either, but I got personal calls, and I actually called you on one of them because the guy said he knew your kids, he was, upset.
And I lowered the rate on that. I got calls from the chief about a motorcycle. He said, Charlie, I got no money on. I gave him a break. It's cool. I don't mind.
The
Your business.
towing, I mean, going back, 15 years, I remember, the tow law is always it's tough to satisfy everyone.
Exactly.
It's always been a very
And we give our
controversial. I'm just saying,
Months
it's,
ago.
what's that?
When they came in.
It was months ago.
But listen, the program's good. It works fine. The rates are fair.
But we,
But you gotta know what the rates are when you get a
So-
complaint.
So listen, we've had complaints before in the past, and what we do is the chief will call us. We come down and we discuss it with the chief. Hey, you know what? And this would've been settled real quick. I would've showed the chief the law, the rules, the regulations, what I charge, what I didn't charge. And he can say, hey, George, you're either right or you're wrong. And then he can send it anywhere he wants to somebody to
I think we need to, Dylan, I think we need to get a current copy with all of the rates for our board
Yeah.
to go over it, because
I got a copy.
I think the issue is, and if there's an ordinance that the guys are using from '96, I didn't even come to work here until 2004.
So that's my point.
So if we don't have that, how do we even know?
So-
We also have another issue, which Joey brought up. Those rates are to pull up to the car, hook up, and go. That's not to replace a tire, it's not to wench them out of a ditch, none of that.
Strapping,
All of that is
picking up
extra.
garbage, sweeping
Everything, and
roads,
we have to sweep the road and everything.
speedy drive.
And the thing, that all costs money. And the point is all of those things, sometimes some of the tow operators, they don't list every little thing. Because they would be sitting there making the bills forever. But, like he did say, attorneys, $335 or $350, even if it's a text message.
But yes, this law goes
So-
back to 1996 and it's
So-
raising
So,
it.
again,
You're not following it.
you guys probably not
We
gonna
need-
like what I have to say.
We need paperwork.
So it's our
everything.
job, it's your job when you're on this side of the table, to represent the town, not anything else.
You
So
wanna
it's
know
our job,
something?
let me finish.
That would,
Let me finish,
it would help
please.
everybody.
I want the tow law to be fair for the tow companies, so that they can make a living, but I want, and I think it's our job, your job and my job and the rest of us, to make sure the tow law is fair to our community, which happens to be a pretty poor community. So there has to be a balance, we have to go through it and make it fair for everyone, but from my point of view, people are fighting to get on the tow list. So it can't be that unfair to the tow companies, that everybody's complaining they're not making money, because there's literally battles to get on the
Mr.
list.
Supervisor,
And I got a call from this kid, and I don't remember you
Can I
lowering the
speak
bill,
on that?
honestly. What's that?
Can I speak on
That's-
that,
Yeah, that's
gentleman?
a friend of yours, and I realize this particular person might be difficult,
Yes, sir.
because I've had other separate conversations
Right, but
with
that's
him.
not why he was upset.
He was upset that his car got towed to begin with.
He was
which-
upset that, he wasn't upset about my rate. He said, Joe, I have no problem with how much you're charging me. He said, the problem is, my car wasn't the only car on the side of the road, and my car was towed.
Right.
That's why he was upset. He was upset. He was wondering why his car was towed, and his neighbor's car was in the same spot, and his car wasn't.
Right.
That's why
He was
he was
upset
upset.
about a lot of it, you're correct, but he did complain to me, he's like, what, I went to pick up the car,
Listen, this is, you're getting off.
we're getting in the weeds, but the bottom line is, we're gonna take a better look at the tow law. There might be some adjustments that need to be made.
the tow law is good and fair.
Well, we don't know what you're coming
The
up
rates are
with,
too low, that's the real problem.
you're coming up with rates that
Right.
we're not sure, without taking a further look, that it's accurate. We're gonna have to get
Well,
along.
the reason why people are gonna on a tow list for, number one is, listen, it generates money, you can get a repair out of it. If it's a collision job, I appreciate it. If there's storage involved and it's insurance, we get paid on storage. It takes the good and it offsets the bads that we don't get paid
And I think
on.
that's great.
Which is
I
good.
think that's great.
But, there's, a town call, okay, let's talk about this, maybe going forward. I mean, I know it's not related to this, but Sean can interject with it too, is, if it's an impound police call, that should be one rate. But if it's an NPA and it's insurance involved, a different rate for that, and we can get paid for that. So, take that.
So anyway, again, I'd like to go back just for 1 second. This wasn't an attack on you. I like when you said in the old days, get a call, you go to the police chief and work it out.
Oh, yeah.
This is a better way of doing it because this affects the public. So you might get up, you express your opinion, you might have some validity to what you're saying, I'm
But
not
with
sure.
the chief, Nate, Mr. Supervisor, he's part of that law enforcement.
I understand that.
You go look at it and say, okay,
And there's
okay.
nothing wrong with talking to the chief, but I think that
City, you should
it's
go
nothing
for
wrong with
orange,
vetting
orange.
all of this in the public. It's not, you're not on trial here, you've got complaints.
Well, I got a letter, suspended $1,000 fine and a year imprisonment. Yeah, I said that to somebody.
You loved it, you got to dress up in a nice shirt.
No, I'm going to a birthday party.
But we understand this though, we understand, we take the good with the bad.
Right.
That's what happens, that's when it's part of doing business. This is
And
what it is.
and
We
just
take
like
the
you're
bad
doing
with the
your
good. I
job.
wanted to show you that.
How many junkers do you get that you know are gonna be abandoned?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm just saying, we're all doing our job. You're trying to do your job, we're
Listen,
doing our job.
I explained to my
Everyone's doing
brother,
their
goes in my policy, something like this happens in the.
You go out in the middle of the night in a snowstorm, it's dark, it's cold, and you're fighting with somebody to roll over his car, and you find out you don't even get paid for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's the good and the bad though.
I know.
But you know what, you gotta look into the rates and find out what they are first before you bring somebody up to this point.
And
You should
we're
look at
going,
it all.
Can we get
yeah.
back to on
We
track
are.
with
Right,
this?
this is.
All right.
This is on
Dylan.
track. This is there's paperwork out there, you guys gotta find it.
We are gonna look through it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, and I'll send the board, there is an updated rate schedule, it's Schedule A to 283 that was amended as of August of 2025.
Right, that was
So
the
that
total rate dollar amount. That was the dollar
Yeah, so
amount.
that,
But
so
everything,
that has the 240, it has the 270 when it's 6 PM to 8 AM, plus the 7 per mile.
right,
It does note that there is the 45 fee if there's a flatbed that's deemed required. And it does include the labor charge that you mentioned, which is to be in increments of 30 minutes provided. So, I mean, that is in there, and it does allow for a daily storage fee as well. So, I mean, these things are in the law, there's the town's fee schedule, so, you know, certainly the town board can review it, and if there's questions or, you know, amendments to the numbers, if they need to go up, they need to go down. if
So
they're
Dylan, what
perfect.
you're saying is that's the fee schedule, not the one from 1996?
Correct.
no, that's
No, that's not.
no, that's incorrect, that's incorrect, because know why? Because if you're gonna do an amendment, you have to amend the labor rate and change it to something with a dollar amount. You have to amend that you're not gonna pay for the extra person. You just can't say because you amended something that everything else that you had in the past falls away.
Yeah, can't do that.
I mean, listen, I'm in this business too, I know.
How would you do that in a contract? You would do that in your contract? You would just give up what you had
I mean-
before? Come on.
It's a local law, when you draft a new local law, you're gonna have the language that it supersedes the prior one.
Right,
so
doesn't say that.
Actually, for legislative purposes, would be correct.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Okay,
We'll all go
I had
through.
enough.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just checked my emails going back to December and February. I don't see anything in there. I saw one complaint that has nothing to do with brothers.
I'll send it to you again, I know I sent it to everybody. Every meeting
Okay,
you
good
guys
night,
do,
guys.
send
Thank
it.
you for your
Thank
time.
you.
If you need it, I'll give it to you.
I don't make that complaint unless I actually review my emails.
Every meeting, I'll stop my mailboxes.
Okay.
Resend to Arlen to proceed.
Resend it to me, because I don't
I'll
have
send it to every one of you.
Okay, thank you.
Jen, you did a great job.
I will look up after the meeting. All right.
Okay, I need to have it closed.
Motion to close.
Second.
Pam has her hand up, I don't know if she wanted to speak on that, Dylan, were you taking comments from the whole public, or?
What's a public hearing?
We got that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if there was any general public comment,
Yeah,
anyone that.
is it related to this? Do you
Any
want me to
testimony
answer
from
now?
them.
Pam, is it
Want me to
related
close
to
it?
this
Yeah,
tow?
I can do that.
The citizen comments, I was ready for you.
Oh, okay,
Never
no,
mind.
it's not that, it's not that.
Thank you.
Alright, Pam, I'm gonna mute you again.
Okay,
Okay,
so
Okay.
motion to close the public hearing.
Jim Arnold seconded.
All in favor?
Who was first?
By Jeff and Arnold.
I apologize, I'm trying to look this email
I'll
up. All right.
resend it.
All right, so now let's be a little bit more positive with my supervisor's report. So in front of the table there, we have a check for $48,000. What's that? No, it's 48. Yeah. $48,000 that was given to us by Cornell Cooperative. It's 6 years of work that we've partnered with them for different projects, from the safe routes to school, healthy food services, community wellness. The money's gonna go to benches, signage, bike repair stations, which we already have a few of out on the rail trail, bike racks, and garbage receptacles. So we very much appreciate their generosity and also all of the hard work that Jen has really put into it.
And the parks and the highways.
All right. Citizens' comments.
I have a letter from Stephen G. James, Superintendent, State Police, Chief Brendan Pavesi, Fallsburg Police Department. I would like to thank you and your department for your participation in the countywide Operation Plate Check. Officer Colin Garofalo and Officer Anthony Ramirez were valuable assets in our mission. not only effectively enforcing and deterring any license plate-based violations, but making a clear statement that we are a uniform force ensuring the safety of our communities, the roadways that bring us throughout these communities. The collaboration and cohesiveness of our agencies during this detail allowed for some impressive feats such as a quick apprehension of a fleeing felon, the seizure of 89 illegal firearms traveling up the US 219 citations, and 25 impounds. This mission would not be successful without your joint participation, and with that, I would like to formally thank Fallsburg Police Department's Officer Garofalo and Officer Ramirez for their hard work. Thank you and be safe. Captain Kyle J. Krieger, Zone Commander, Troop F, Zone 1. I'm sorry, it wasn't from Stephen James, sorry.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you
Sorry.
very much. You did a
Should
great
I fall
job.
asleep?
All right, before the agenda, we have, no.
Pam's on.
Okay, sorry.
Pam, unmute.
Now, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I listened to everything that Ken Ellsworth had to say, so I will add on a couple of questions at the bottom of the statement. Good evening, Town Board and Town Engineer Ken Ellsworth, that she was still on, but it's not. Tonight I am asking for clarity and transparency regarding the Loch Shildridge water situation as it relates to KJ Estates and the Empress developments. At the May 6th Town Board meeting, the board itself acknowledged that there are still unresolved questions regarding water capacity, aquifer sustainability, engineering verification, and infrastructure limitations. The board also acknowledged that moving projects forward before confirming actual capacity may no longer be responsible under current conditions. The February 4th, 2026 agreement did not guarantee water capacity for these developments. That agreement specifically stated that additional testing of well 1B was still required to determine both water quantity and water quality, and that the developers were proceeding at their own risk. At the May 6th meeting, we also heard that updated engineering reports, drawdown testing, water quality data, and peak demand analysis were still outstanding. Yet zoning discussions and district extension discussions continue moving forward. So tonight I respectfully ask several direct questions. First, what exactly is the purpose of the approximately $2 million that the developer contribution tied to this agreement? Is that money intended for drilling deeper wells, infrastructure upgrades, transmission piping, pump systems, or distribution improvements? Second, what are the actual production numbers for well 1B? What does the testing show regarding gallons per minute, sustainable pumping rates, recovery rates, and safe yield? Third, has the town conducted or reviewed drawdown testing involving nearby existing wells, especially well 1, which is reportedly located very close to well 1B? One of the biggest concerns residents have is whether pumping from well 1B could negatively impact existing municipal wells or neighboring users drawing from the same fractured bedrock aquifer system. Fourth, why was testing not conducted during peak summer demand conditions when the town experiences its highest seasonal population and greatest stress on the system? And finally, has the town now received updated engineering reports, water quality reports, aquifer analysis, and peak demand modeling? And if so, will those reports be made publicly available? Before additional zoning approvals, water district extensions, or development approvals move forward, residents deserve to know whether the town has independently verified that these projects can be serviced sustainably, long-term, without negatively impacting existing users. This is about responsible sequencing, infrastructure planning, transparency, and protecting existing residents before committing the town to additional long-term obligations on a system that already appears stressed. Thank you for your time, but there were 4 questions because I was listening to Ken. One is well 1A the same as well 1 in Loch Shildridge? Number 2, is there a name for the well that they tested that did not work out? Is that a different name? Number 3, what agency is behind the permitting process? Because he spoke about 9 months and they're still not permitting it yet. And the last question is, has he contacted the DRBC for additional water allocation?
Pam, your time is up.
Thank you for your time, just in
Pam,
time.
send me an email with your questions, please.
Sure, no problem. I'll send it to Paula and you.
Yep.
And anybody else who wants it.
Pam, I'll send that, question that you wanted to, Ken, but also your initial speech, okay?
Sure, both. I'll add it on. I didn't add it onto this yet, but I'll send it to you by tomorrow.
Okay,
Thank you.
so next up we have Faith Mankin.
Hello, I just have a question, 2 questions for the town.
Come on up here, come on.
Sorry, I don't usually come to meetings, so I'm a little confused. 2 questions for the town board, and hopefully you guys can give me an answer, since I can't seem to get an answer from any other department in the town of Fallsburg. So, road work was done by my house. I live up in Community Park on Shirley Road. A house had, I guess, pipes that were bad underground. The contractor dug up the lawn and then dug up the street. Broke pipe, the town came, fixed the main after they blew the whole thing up. The owner of the house, I guess, sent the contractors back after I contacted Anthony, I can't pronounce his last name. They put rock in the hole. Okay, great. The grounds came in.
I see that.
I have sent more than one email to him again, and I'm getting no responses. But now the bus is having trouble, cars are going into the hole, somebody's got a pop tire, and it keeps going down. Like, it was not that far down, this is taken an hour ago. It keeps caving in more, but nobody's fixing it.
So,
What road was that on?
Shirley Drive, it's in front of 3 Shirley Drive.
Jen,
Yeah.
take her information.
I don't really want to see any car pop a tire, I already popped one on one of the holes on the road over here, so I don't want to see anybody else pop tires. So yeah.
Wait, can you just write the phone number down?
I can. My second question for you guys, and I don't know who to contact either, the rail trail, Mountain Dale.
Yes.
Great trail, love it. What can we do about the ATVs riding on it? It's the same guy every day, it's a red ATV, we know where he lives, we've told the cops, yes, he lives in Community Park, but nobody does anything, I've called the cops, they told me they can't chase him. I get it, you can't chase him, but can somebody stop it from happening? We can't even walk on there. It's a red ATV.
It's the first time hearing about it, so, again.
And we know whose house he goes to, we can tell you exactly. I don't know the address, I'm sorry, of where he is, but he's diagonal from my house. And you guys would know the house too, because you deal with the gentleman across the street from them, so it's the same area. But the kids can't walk on the rail trail, because he flies down the rail
Is it
trail.
often, like daily, or?
Almost daily now.
Almost daily. And it kicks up gravel onto,
Oh, yeah, into
quiet
the-
road.
So we'll send, we'll get someone down there, we also have the UTV, I'll send them out, we had them in Davos the other day, so. they
He's
can come
usually
down.
there in the afternoon, because he gets home from work about 5 o'clock, and then you'll hear his ATV starting from like 5:30 till like 10 o'clock at night.
Do you know his name? Do you know who
Yeah.
His name is George, from what I understand. Okay, I'm sorry. It's the son.
I know you know.
I don't know if that's his actual name, because that's what I've been told, so.
Let's get that, it's good.
No problem.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Is there anybody online or in-house for public hearing? I'm sorry, public comment.
Citizens.
No, Mary?
Okay. Good. Item 1 on our, Miranda, Councilwoman Behan would like to say something.
Okay, on Saturday, I went to an event at the high school. And some people approached me from Hurleyville, and they told me that your police officers are doing a phenomenal job. They says until Brendan Pavesi became, you didn't pay me to say that. Once you became chief, we actually see a police car, police patrol, Main Street, Hurleyville, and the tickets are flying.
Oh, they're fine.
So he says he wanted to thank you, the board, so thank you very
Thank you
much.
for that, appreciate that, thank you.
What's Travis think about that?
I don't know.
I'll wait for public comment.
All right. Agenda. Motion to approve town board minutes dated 5/6/26.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Item 2, motion to approve payroll warrant dated 4/22/26 in the amount of $368,749.97.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Item 3, motion to approve payroll warrant dated 5/6/26 in the amount of $387,188.36.
Motion.
All in favor? Item 4, motion to approve warrant 05/26 dated 5/7/26 in the amount of $527,666.21.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Item 5, motion to approve warrant 05/8/26 dated 5/8/26 in the amount of $280,571.71.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 6, motion to accept the resignation of Troy Edwards in the building department effective 5/5/26.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so with the board's
You can do 7.
7, 8,
Oh.
7 and 8. The consent agenda with all the names.
Motion. I have no problem with
Jeff,
that.
and then we have a second.
Motion just for 7 and 8,
Yeah.
right? I'll second.
All in favor?
Yeah. Aye.
I recuse
Okay.
Okay.
one person.
All right.
Mike.
Number 9, motion to approve Town of Fallsburg Tow Company and driver application for Russell's Garage.
I make a motion to table not to approve 9, 10, 11, and 12 until Behan's Garage and Behan's Towing can go back onto the tow list.
Any advice from,
No, you would need a sec.
I'm
There's a
saying,
motion, so if there's no second, then the motion goes nowhere. That's how it's works.
I understand how that works, I just
Look
wanted
at it, Richard.
yeah. I know
Were
what
you
you're,
about to say the same thing?
There's no second moving forward.
okay. Number 9, motion to approve Town of Fallsburg Tow Company and driver application for Russell's Garage.
And I object to the motion, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And you need to give me a reason why I can't object to it.
No, you can. You can appeal.
Well, I'm objecting and I want to know why they won't approve them.
One, I'm not sure that you shouldn't be participating in it.
Excuse
You
me?
the town with regard to
First of
service.
all,
No, you
I
asked me a
can-
question, stop.
First
You
of
asked-
all,
will you
I
stop?
can say whatever I want as long as I'm not voting on anything.
No, that's not correct.
Well,
Recusal, and I'm not gonna take a position on your recusal because we've gone round and round with it. Recusal requires that you not vote and that you not participate and that you not exercise your influence. I really am uncomfortable asking the question because, in essence, for your own personal purposes, you're taking it out on the town business. So I just caution you on that. Certainly, you're gonna participate, that's your prerogative. You can participate in the discussion if you're not recusing, fine. But the objection to the motion is not in order. There's a motion, and if there's a second, you have discussion. So is there a?
There isn't. I'll start over. Motion to approve Town of Fallsburg Tow Company and driver application for Russell's Garage.
Well, I'm not gonna repeat myself, so, I mean, I have no monetary interest in that like that, so I make a motion.
Is there a second? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Number 10, motion to approve Town of Fallsburg
Hold on a
Tow.
second.
Oh.
So she was a recusal?
She didn't say recusal, so she's not recused, but she didn't vote.
I didn't vote, I have my own opinion. I am a taxpayer in this town.
You certainly-
I am a councilwoman.
Just,
I can discuss anything I want as long as I recuse myself and I do not
That's
vote.
Miranda, that's my only question.
As long as I don't
Miranda,
vote, we're good.
Are you
All I'm
recusing?
asking is if
What?
you're recusing from not.
They want to know if you voted.
I didn't vote.
So you're recusing?
I didn't vote. That's all I'm gonna say. I would like it on the,
she just
on the
said
record.
she-
I want it on the record that I did make the motion for 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Right, so the record has to show
That
that you
it's
made a
tabled.
motion to table 9, 10, 11, and 12, and the motion failed because it wasn't seconded.
And,
And then there was a motion on 9, Jeff
right, and
Made
then
a motion.
Arnold, but I'm not like.
How do we write it
it's-
down?
Yeah, like,
The
we
vote.
do.
No, stop, everyone just stop. We're clear on the first motion.
Yes.
The motion
Yeah, we
by
got that.
Miranda,
We got
no
it.
second. Okay.
Yep.
Now, the next motion is the motion to approve this number 9.
Right,
It's a first by Jeff, second by Arnold.
right,
And there is whoever voted yes, and Miranda is an abstention,
okay.
which is what you made a record of,
Okay.
correct?
I just didn't vote. I'm a no.
That's
You
what I'm
voted
saying.
no.
You
She's
voted
done it.
no.
Yeah.
She's
I'm no
refusing to
because,
say anything.
No,
like I
just-
said
all right,
before,
so all right, I just want to clear the record. So she's not recused, she's voting no.
So she's voting no.
Correct.
Okay.
And where's my comments?
He voted
I
yes.
voted
Oh,
yes.
yes, so they got 5 yeses and 1 no.
We got it.
I've reviewed all the applications, they seem to be in order, so.
We got it now.
I just didn't, I wanted to make sure.
No, thank you.
Okay. Item 10, motion to approve Town of Fallsburg Tow Company and driver application for Fallsburg Service Center.
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now, like, you didn't say anything, and I wouldn't question it normally, but
I
because we
didn't
just
say
went.
anything because he didn't give me a chance to say anything.
Well, I feel like that's how we always do it, but
I
You can
recuse
give all the time you
myself.
want.
All right,
I'm
now she's
recusing
recused.
myself.
now you're recused, so first you
Yeah,
abstained,
I'm
and now
recusing
you're
myself.
No, she
on
voted
all
no
of
on
them.
the first and recused on the
Yeah.
second.
I'm recusing myself.
Okay.
For all of them?
All of them.
Okay, so
Okay.
you're
But
not
I
a no.
also wanted posted in the minutes.
I always
She's got that,
do
she's got
that.
So you're not a no on 9, you're a recusal.
I'm recusal.
Okay.
You're, okay.
Yeah, I'm recusing myself.
Miranda, I'm not picking on you, I'm just saying that you have to
I
say,
didn't, no, it's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
all right.
All right. 11, did we vote on 11?
No.
No, time to vote on.
All right. This is a tough one tonight. Motion to approve Town of Fallsburg Tow Company and driver application for Brothers to Autobot.
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any,
She's recused.
Recuse.
Okay.
Thank you.
Item 12, motion to approve Town of Fallsburg Tow Company and driver application for Prestige Towing and
Motion.
Recovery.
Second.
Okay, so Mike
Mike
and then
and Jeff.
Jeff.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any
And
opposed?
Miranda,
Recuse.
thank you.
All right, I think we're
We
gonna
got
be a little
it.
better,
It's
this
in the
one will
next
be a little bit easier. Motion to
Everybody
approve
take a
summer
deep
day
breath.
camp permission, medical authorization, transport consent, and optional media release.
Motion.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Was that Mike or Jeff?
Jeff and Arnold.
Number 14, resolution number 29 of 2026 of the Town Board of the Town of Fallsburg for a standard workday and reporting 2026 for elected appointed officials.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 15, resolution number 32 of 2026, consolidated sewer district extension of KJ Estates LLC.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Aye.
I'm a no.
Mike is
Arnold?
no.
Arnold? Yes?
Yes, yes.
He was the motion.
Oh.
Jeff was the second.
Oh,
Miranda?
No, Mike.
Yes.
You got it? Okay, so it's four.
okay.
Okay.
3 yeas.
16. Resolution number 33 of 2026 to conduct a speed zone study for Luzane Place, Winterthur Road, Alpine Drive, Edelweiss Drive, Meadowlark Lane, all located in Woodridge, New York.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Number 17, Resolution 34 of 2026 to document corrections to prior reported record of activities, ROA, and title information for purposes of the standard workday and reporting resolution RS 2417-K.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 18, Resolution 35 of 2026, approving corrected standard workday and reporting from RS 2417-A.
Motion.
Oh, you gotta do
A
it.
second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
We're almost there, guys. Stay with us.
Come on, focus.
Keep you guys in line. Number 19, Resolution 36 of 2026, scheduling a public hearing for 6/3/26 at 6 p.m. to consider extending the term of supervisor from a 2 to 4 years, a local law number 5 of 2015, Town of Fallsburg Code Article 4, Section 48-8 through 48-12, local law extending the term of town supervisor, replacing with local law extending the term of town supervisor effective upon approval at the November 3rd, 2026 election.
You remember discussion about this?
Now, that's decided by the public then, correct? After we
Yes.
do it?
Well,
Okay, so
but
that's-
just for the order, if there's a motion, a second, then discussion.
Okay.
If there's no motion or no second, there's no discussion.
Oh, motion to enter discussion.
No, it's a
Second.
No,
motion.
motion for,
It's a motion to approve.
To approve.
It's a public thing.
Well, what if I don't wanna approve?
You could vote
Then
against.
don't.
Then you make a vote.
You made a motion, I seconded it, I guess, but
So
then
then
we'll
I
have
should go
discussion.
back to the ones that I wanted to have a discussion over.
Well, you need a
there was no
Second.
second. You made the
Can we
motion,
go-
there was no
Can we go
second.
into an executive session? I want to
Sure.
discuss litigation.
Okay, so
We're
we're
doing
doing
it
Yes.
Right
So-
now?
Oh, before this?
Before this.
Right now.
right now.
On this matter?
No, on
No.
everything.
It's on potential litigation.
Make the motion.
Okay.
And it'll-
Motion to go to executive session. Second.
All in favor? We are definitely coming back to do more
We'll
business.
come back.
everybody.
Camera, come back. Sorry, Sean, I gotta get up there and turn off the camera.
I mean,
Okay.
Nothing to be confused about.
Thank you for coming.
So it's very good, Mike. I have a question.
I know.
I think she's talking to
Is
you.
that camera Michael?
No, I was actually talking to him.
The sole survivor?
Me?
You're last.
I knew Richard could clear a room.
I didn't realize.
We're up to,
Okay. All
let's
right.
go up to.
I'll start 19 over again.
You have to make a motion to go back into.
Motion. Second to go back into session.
All in favor? Right, okay. So when
We had a motion for 19, we had a second.
we have a motion and a second, and
Now,
now,
discussion.
Wait, who was the motion and the second?
Arnold made a motion.
Now is the second.
Mike is second.
Mike is the second? And now a discussion.
correct.
My thing with this, my one question, just, we're voting on this, but we're just, once we vote on this, it's going to the public to decide, correct? It's-
So, we're having a public hearing, which is a public hearing like any other public hearing, to get the public's opinion, and then we don't decide anything, it goes on the ballot, and the voting,
The voters.
the voters
Now-
decide.
Well, there's
When
three
does that
steps.
happen?
November.
Hang on, let me.
No, no.
Yeah, that, thank you.
The steps are tonight, we have a local law in front of the board, and there is a resolution to schedule the public hearing. That's step one. Step two is you have a public hearing. Step three is the board votes on the local law. Once the local law is passed, it's filed like any other local law, it's delivered to the Board of Elections, and there'll be a ballot initiative that says, you know, should the term of the supervisor of the town of Fallsburg be extended from 2 years to 4 years.
And that's nothing to do with the election.
It's part of the election.
No, right.
It's like
There's no-
copy-
it's-
It's a proposition.
Yes,
Let
right.
me
It's
ask
a
you,
proposition.
let me ask you a question.
For the future.
So, if we vote yes tonight, then it has to go to
Your public
Public
hearing,
hearing.
public hearing.
where you'll hear public comments, and the board can have input and discussion. The board, if they decide, if you decide to pass it, you're passing a local law. We actually had the exact same local law in the books from 2015. The only thing that really changed was the effective date of the election. There were two dates. One is the January after the election, which is the start of the term, and then the other date is the actual election day, and it's in our existing statute. So, public hearing, if the board wants to make a vote for a resolution to pass it, it puts it on the ballot in November. and it's a separate, for town of Fallsburg, it'll usually be the regular candidates on the front, you flip it over, and there'll be a proposition as to whether to do this. And then the voters will decide.
All right, so we had a motion, we have a second. Wait, he's still, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so,
We're in discussion.
Yeah.
so in the United States of America, elections is the bedrock of our democracy, right? It's the only form of accountability that elected officials have to the people, you know, and in 200 years of town history, every 2 years, Fallsburgians come out and decide to either keep their supervisor or elect a new supervisor. Not only are we changing 200 years of tradition, but we're reducing the level of accountability, and I 2 years as supervisor myself, I still can't find one good reason why it makes sense to change it from 2 years to 4 years. It doesn't save us money, because every 2 years we still have to choose two council members. So while the residents are coming out to choose council members, why can't they choose to keep or replace their supervisor? I understand elections are an inconvenience to elected officials, but they're absolutely necessary to our democracy. I just don't see why. We did this 10 years ago, you know, and the public, the board was okay with it, but the public voted overwhelmingly against it. I don't understand in 10 years how, if we have the same residents, unless we have new residents, I don't know how the sentiment would change. So I'm just putting it out there.
You're
The other side of that coin, the public will decide, but we're far from not the only community that's done this. Other communities around us have 4-year terms. I think the reason a 4-year term does make sense is a newly elected supervisor doesn't, especially if he hasn't been on the board, doesn't know the ins and outs of running a government, how it works, why it works, the specifics of the town. I think there's a learning curve, so, you know, nothing wrong with 4 years. I've been here, I've seen these resolutions before, I've seen supervisors come and go, some bewildered when they've left, didn't really have a grasp on running the town. I think this gives an opportunity for stability. This councilman are 4 years, so why is it okay for a councilman and not for the supervisor? I don't think anything's getting lost, because there is a turnover every 2 years, the way councilmen are staggered. So that's just my take on it. The public decides, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Now, what towns have a 4-year term so far? Town of Thompson, Monticello,
Liberty,
where
right,
else?
isn't Liberty?
Yeah.
Liberty is a 4-year?
I think all the
Google
terms,
it.
I think all the terms of the village of Marcel is a little different.
That's what the GBT, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think Liberty.
The village is always, that's the village.
Yeah.
Talking
So-
about town law, town law
Town
lasts
law's
2 years or 4
At
years.
the
There are
end of
over
the-
900 towns in the state, the vast majority of them have 2-year terms. We're a Class A town, so to your point about running a town supervisor doesn't run a town, has no executive powers to run a town unless we're a suburban town, and we're a Class A town.
Right,
So
right.
town supervisor has 0 executive powers. The town supervisor only runs the meetings, signs checks and documents on behalf of what the board approved, you know.
Maybe you thought that's what the job entails,
No,
but it doesn't.
according to New York State town
Yeah,
law.
there has to be someone
You can't
who-
take power that doesn't belong to you, that's illegal.
It's not power, the
It is.
administrator, he's basically an
No,
administrator
it's not
that
an administrator.
directs.
Point to town law, point to New York State town law where it says that. So just because the town's been running that way for X amount of years, because you had a strong town supervisor that asserted control, doesn't mean that they legally had the power to do that. The town board shares executive powers equally, you know, or the vote of 3, you know, decides executive powers. Town supervisor acts as a magistrate, as an administrator that serves on behalf of the town.
As an administrator.
But they can't make independent.
No, they can't
decisions.
make decisions.
No, I think
So-
they
So it's not about
with
running
staff.
the town.
Yes, it is.
So I hear what you're saying. I hear what Michael's saying. And I agree with one point that you're making, that you don't want to take away from the election process, which that's exactly what we're doing. It's not, none of us are determining that this is what's better or the right way for the town. It's going to the voters. They're ultimately gonna decide. And if the voters feel like it's not something they're comfortable with, they'll vote no. We're just giving them the opportunity to have a choice. And it's a lot different than it used to be in the town and the election process. And this year, for me, and this is not Nate Steinhardt's four-year term, I'm running. Last year, somebody jumped into the race a week before. This is a town policy, not for me, but I had a one-year term this year, and I just finished running, and I'm already having to start the process again. And it's just different than it used to be. Even the process of getting signatures, it's a much more arduous task, and it's
How's getting signatures more arduous now than?
because 10 years ago, people didn't have Ring cameras. I think people in general, the political climate is much more toxic, and people are just disgusted. And for the first time, people didn't want to, didn't even know who I was. As soon as they found out it was anything with politics, they would just get off my porch.
And the time zone, it changed.
And the time zone, and the bottom line is, there are tough decisions that come with this job, and having a 1 year or a 2 year term limits,
Well, the one-year term is a fluke, it's never gonna happen again.
But even the 2 year term, it's, again, if it's voted down, it's voted down. It's not, it's just,
Steve McLeanty did
yeah, and he was
try,
voted down.
and he was voted down. That was years ago, before.
And I agree with Arnold, it does bring some stability. And 4 years, if somebody's not doing the job, 4 years goes by pretty quick.
But
And
just
again,
because we vote for it, that doesn't mean that the public will vote
Exactly.
for it.
We're not voting for,
You're
the only thing we're
voting
voting
for
for
Yeah,
is
for
to
a
allow
public-
it to go
To go on,
for the public.
public hearing.
I mean, technically, there's no limit, you could be 12 years as supervisor and, run 6
Yeah,
terms.
yeah.
I personally like to see term limits, I'd be okay with 4-year terms if there were 2-term limits, but, that's not.
I honestly
it's not-
thought,
I agree with you.
I thought about that too, and I was thinking, well, what is a reasonable?
12 years.
I would say a 3-term limit is not yeah.
12 years.
But anyway, I mean,
believe it.
I respect your opinion, I don't necessarily agree with it, you have every right not to support this, but all we're doing is allowing the public to have a say if they agree with it. And if they don't, ultimately it'll stay 2-year terms.
And, obviously, if the board passes this, the board feels comfortable that this is they represent the people, and this would.
I don't view it that way.
You
I don't view it that way.
you don't know what the population out there is thinking.
Yeah.
We don't know that.
According, just a data point, according to the Board of Elections, there's 932 towns, 30% have adopted 4-year terms, and apparently it's a trend.
280 towns adopted.
You're 200.
4 years.
Is there a breakdown between Class A, Class B, and suburban towns?
I don't know.
I don't even know if it's fair to classify our town because our population changes so drastically throughout the year.
No, not that much.
So maybe we
The
should
other,
petition to become a suburban town and this way.
no, other towns have mayors and councils.
Towns have no mayors. Which
No,
town
I'm
has
just
no?
saying, he just talked about towns.
No, that's
Other
villages.
He says it, no, I wish it would still be.
towns and villages.
Anyway.
No, just.
After tonight, I might look to change it to make it a 6-month term.
That I mean, favor.
All right.
All right, on to something else.
So we
Now
have,
we have to vote.
we had a motion.
We had a second.
Mike, then just fill in.
Good.
I'm not in favor of.
Motion.
You made the
You
second.
made the second.
Yeah, who made the second?
But he doesn't
But he has to vote
yes.
now.
Don't bully him, he can say no.
Oh, yeah, that's okay, no, yeah.
We can take it to a vote, but I'm a no vote.
All right.
Oh, yes, yes.
Right.
Yes.
All right, so the public hearing is scheduled, and will be published.
Oh, that's for a public hearing.
That's.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm sure that'll be
It'll be published,
Yeah.
posted, and,
Arnold made the motion.
I'm
Mike
thinking
made
about
the
it.
Do
second.
you have a date
No, Mike-
now,
Mike-
or?
It's on there.
Yes.
Bring on
it's in the
your-
resolution.
Okay, let's
Mike made the second.
No, Mike said no.
Mike made the second.
Yeah.
But you
motion.
said it.
He made the second motion and then he
And then the
I
vote
heard
was
it.
voted
Yeah.
yes,
I
so
don't know.
Can we please focus tonight?
Yeah, this is even tough for me to.
All right, 20.
I'm usually laser
Where's the
sharp.
date?
Okay.
20, go to 20.
20, Resolution 37 of 2026, authorizing the supervisor to execute a fixed amount subaward agreement with Friends of the Upper Delaware River.
Second, yeah, it is, well,
Mike and Jeff.
not yet.
Mutt and Jeff, all in favor? 21, Resolution 38 of 2026, authorizing the town supervisor to execute an agreement with Whiteman, Osterman, and Hannah LLP for bond counsel services.
Motion, second.
All in favor?
No, it was Mike and Jeff.
I can't tell when they blend together.
22, Resolution number 39 of 2026, authorizing the preparation of project labor agreement for the Fallsburg Consolidated Sewer District upgrade and expansion.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
23, Resolution 40 of 2026, authorizing the town supervisor to make an application to the state of New York for the use and acquisition of a certain improved parcel of land located in the town of Fallsburg, County of Sullivan.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Okay. I think we're good with our
No.
tech.
We have an add-on.
We have an add-on, I'm sorry.
Just came in.
About the press. Motion to authorize the town of Fallsburg Parks and Recreation Youth Director to submit summer camp registration application, approval of first aid CPR AED at $25 an hour for the following.
No.
For $25,
It's
it's it.
$25.
$25 for the following.
Per course.
Okay, for the OCFS, Victoria Flores, Brooke Porter, Sophia Marty, Cassandra Porter, Eugene Davis, and Andino, Colin Donek, and Barbie Newman. Summer camp pricing, resident $500, additional children $450 per, non-resident $600, additional children $550. After camp, $150 per price is the same for resident and non-resident, and to prepare and submit the DOH compliance safety plan, required background checks, and sex offender database scan, employee handbook based on DOH guidelines with such other policies and procedures as are required, subject to final approval by the town of Fallsburg Board.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
With that, I don't think we
adjourn. Second.
All in favor? Something we can agree on.
Can't agree on everything.
You earned your keep tonight.
Any part of